Okay. Okay, so we're live now.
Bloopers.
Which bloopers? Yes.
Bloopers.
Okay, get ready for the intro. We're going to start recording in 3, 2, 1. Welcome in, everybody. This is the Pop Culture Peasants once again doing another video / podcast. I'm glad that you are joining us both on YouTube and on all of our podcast platforms, which include and are not limited to Google Play, iTunes, and SoundCloud. We are branching out into other services soon, so we hope that you stay here with us and we're ready to go. So we are only streaming at 45.25 frames per second. I'm going to cry, but that's okay.
We'll be here to wipe up your tears.
We're going to mop them up. I've got the mop.
As always, I am your co-host, Reed.
Yep.
And we also have Jeremis.
Hello,
and
guys.
me, Calvin.
Is Jeremis here?
The Trace Amigos.
Trace and McGosh.
So tonight, we're going to
talk about fake news.
Playing it kind of fast and loose. We have a couple of topics of discussion. Red Dead Redemption is on the menu.
Yep. Along with Conan Exiles.
I also have with me a list of the upcoming movies, some of which I'm interested in for certain reasons, and others I'm very much interested in for almost like watching a car crash. But we'll get into all of that as we go along. Make sure.
And while he's doing that, I'm going to go ahead and add in something new for us. Now, a lot of people are talking about the new Conan Exiles, which is extremely amazing. The combat was finally fixed in this update, and the fact that it's finally released really helped out in the fact that combat was trash when it first came out.
Yeah, it looked pretty wonky.
But it wasn't too bad. It was just a little bit of iffiness here or there. So we definitely had some fun times when it was still broken. But for now, it seems to be balanced enough. So,
well, that's good.
Yeah.
Because all I had seen was the pre-release trailer on Steam, and even then, it just looked amazing. Building up your fortresses. I mean, it looks kind of similar in a way to Ark. Survival Evolved.
Yeah, it's like Ark with a skipped frames.
Like Ark with sort of a medieval, I mean, it's Conan, it's like, the Conan.
It's very medieval-esque, and it's very
fantasy heavy.
As
opposed to sci-fi.
Sci-fi, which Ark is.
Yeah, but both have their place.
Yeah.
I'm anxious to see how the massive PvP unfolds.
I'm not a big fan of PvP though.
They literally show the sped up footage of a castle being both built and destroyed.
Yeah,
and if Ark is any indicator of how that type of thing works, there will be a lot of griefing.
Oh yeah, lot of
griefing aplenty.
Yep. We're going to be dealing with a lot of douchewagons and things like that.
Oh,
yeah.
I hated that. I had one time when I
had to give up PvP.
Yep.
Yeah. Because they kept hitting me, and I'm like, you guys keep.
We had two titanosaurs on the island come over and not even mean to, but just mash our base just because. And of course, there's no beating them when you're 3 people without.
I mean, you can ride them though. I mean, if you can tame them,
you can only tame them for a day.
Exactly, and then they die.
Yeah.
So that's how I do it.
Unless you have like many gigas and an ungodly amount of strength,
or you have a harem of scorpions, like I always do.
Yeah.
I have about 10 scorpions on every server that I play on, so I make sure they're over 140, which is my limit.
That's your cutoff.
That's my cutoff.
That's it. Get them after they're nice and hot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm still waiting to figure out if I'm ready to pull because I kind of had to put it down for a while after that Titanosaur incident. I just kind of put the game down and I was like, I got to take a break from you.
Yeah.
but I did buy XCOM 2, Prison Architect, and Force Unleashed just because they were all on sale. XCOM was literally like 74% off on, if it still is, but I couldn't let that one go.
That's the reason I love Steam so much. I mean, instead of being on like Xbox One or anything like that, it's a very
fucking gouge you.
Smooth transition. You literally just like, oh, you got $5 today? We can get you a game.
Yeah, no,
and you have 10 games for $5
and a fun one, you know, like a good one. On Xbox, it's like $5 will buy you a background.
Yeah,
just a menu. So, but yeah, switching gears. As far as the movies are concerned, it looks like Jim Carrey has another one coming out called Dark Crimes. What? Think about that?
No idea.
Wait, what?
He's grown a beard and he's got a very somber, melancholic look on his face. So it seems like Jim Carrey is trying to turn over and getting back into the dramatic roles.
Which
whether or not he can do it, I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
Do you think that would work?
There was one movie he made. God, it was a horror movie, and I can't remember the title to save my life. But it was like people around him kept dying, and he was wondering if he was being targeted, and he was losing his mind. And by the end of the movie, I mean, it's a spoiler, but it's a shitty movie, so who cares?
Yeah,
he was the murderer the whole time.
Oh shit!
And I can't remember what the name of that movie was.
There was also the movie where he played a guy that went to prison and fell in love and prison gay. So that was definitely one of his.
Never heard about that.
Yeah,
one.
I think it's called like Cell Block D or something.
Yeah, never.
The title makes sense.
Cell Block D. Yeah. He got up in there.
No, it was up to him.
Cell Block D got up in Jim Carrey.
Cell Block D.
Yeah.
Became both.
Came the office hoe. And then Solo. Solo is coming out May 25th. I'm gonna let these guys handle that.
That leaves a bad taste in them.
I've already made my vows of not seeing any.
I'm gonna see it just for the experience.
No. And I'm glad you guys are, but I'm just saying
I might see it. It might be one of those things that I'll see if it comes.
Yeah. Yeah. I've cut my ties. And I'll watch it for free somewhere else. But but I'm not gonna pay for it. Is it that bad?
Yeah, really bad. Okay.
That means it probably is the RAM.
Oh.
Well, what?
Okay. Okay. Yeah. And also welcome in Lady Grim and Reaper. I'm glad that you're still gaming. Are you still playing Conan? Because I remember hearing y'all were playing. So I definitely want to know how y'all are liking it. Because I don't think I'm personally going to buy it until I see a need to. Because right now I have Fallout 4, Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas,
Ark.
Borderlands 1, Borderlands 2, Borderlands 3 to play through. And I also have Ark to play through.
So if you have that itch to play like that survival crafting fighting style game.
And then we also have 7 days. So 7 days is something that we've been nope, it's still happening.
What, the frames?
Skipped frames. Yeah,
man. It was a bad omen, man. I came in here and I was just thinking that we were gonna do is record, and we try and go live, and one of them things. Well, while you're checking on that,
we're gonna check on that real quick.
Jurassic World, how do we feel about that?
I want to see it. We've
touched on that before, but we didn't go too deep.
We never went too deep, and I think that we're gonna have a Jurassic Park World episode.
I would like to involve all of the movies.
Yes. I loved. To be honest, everybody hates me for this, but I love the second movie,
Lost World. I don't hate you for that.
No,
it's the second one in the series.
It's the second one in the series. The third one in the series we can all agree upon was
awful.
A mistake.
It was so bad.
Yeah. But
the first one, I'm not going to sit here and act like the first one is like a flawless movie. Like, the acting is kind of hammy.
Yeah.
And there's some lines in the camera, like the close-ups, some of them are goofy, and it's a goofy fun movie, but that's what it is. A goofy fun
how it's supposed
action
to be.
movie. And The second one, I'm not going to sit here and say that I hate you for. I'm not going to whatever.
A lot of people online are just
but
not big fans of that
anything
movie.
after the first.
Yeah, because of the fact that it's such a gem. We need to love this. Trying to rag on Jurassic World. I thoroughly enjoyed Jurassic World.
I will rag on Jurassic World.
I thoroughly enjoyed
It
it.
wasn't bad.
Yeah.
It wasn't like my.
I mean, well, once again, as a fan of the first one who thinks that the first one is pretty much the only one worth it.
Oh,
He's coming in.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Okay. I see the flashing light, and I'm like, oh.
Even as a fan, I can't sit here and say like, oh yeah, the first Jurassic Park flawless.
No.
And then when you compare them, they're similar in genre. It didn't feel right, and it's kind of hard for me to explain. It just didn't feel right.
Okay, I get that.
But that's I'm not going to hate on you for it. If it's your thing, God bless you.
I to be honest, when I was a little kid, like until I was like 10, I couldn't even watch Jurassic Park 1 because it was like literally scared the crap out of me.
Yeah, it's intense.
And now I can watch like every Friday the 13th movie at like midnight on Friday the 13th.
I mean, there were moments where a dude gets ragdolled by a T-Rex in its mouth.
Well, yeah.
A big fat guy who's still a villain, but I mean, regardless, gets venom spit in his face.
You had to root for that guy, though.
Yeah, I rooted for that dinosaur. Of course I did.
mean, anybody that's been in the IT field at all is like, oh yeah, I would be that guy totally. Because you're like, oh, I'm not getting paid enough to do this crap and all that. And then you're like, oh, I can sell the dinosaur embryos. I was rooting for that guy. I was like, minimum wage my butt.
And now taking it up to Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. So the island, does that blow up at the beginning of the movie?
I have a feeling it blows up beginning.
Because it seems like most of the story is taking place afterwards, where they're developing another super dinosaur. Because the first
would turn me off.
Because the first one that worked out so well.
It was doing
what turned me off so much about this movie. I'm still gonna see it. I'm probably still gonna enjoy it. But what turned me off on it was the strict fact that literally the two trailers are complete and polar opposites. So the first trailer, it's a rescue mission. I need your help. And then they don't say anything about the genetic experimentation, the selling of the raptors or anything like that. Yeah,
and it doesn't involve like those underground, like corporate types selling and trading the dinosaurs and whatnot.
I really, I wanted it to be just that rescue mission because that would be cool. You know, just rescuing the dinosaurs and eventually killing them all anyways.
I might be persuaded to be on board with that. But knowing that literally the main conflict of the movie is it's them selling them and the genetic experiment one. It's just kind of like...
And the genetic experiment one getting out. Oh, yeah. It's a repeat of last movie.
Kind of like the last movie where they made the super dino. And every time... that's one of the things I didn't like about that movie was it was like every time they needed that predator dinosaur to get out of a problem that it was faced with, it was just like, oh, by the way, it's got raptor DNA. Oh, by the way, it's got this. Oh, by the way, it's got cuttlefish's DNA.
Yeah.
And it's like,
regenerative properties.
Yeah, it can regenerate, and it's raptors will bow down to it because it's a kind of a raptor, and it's I don't know.
Ernest, what do you think?
Yeah,
trailers though.
They are.
I mean, I will see it. I feel bad.
Well, I mean, at least we'll be able to label some dinosaurs playing Ark so much.
Yeah, very true.
Like literally in the trailer, it was like, oh god, that's a Carnosaur.
Right.
Oh boy, it's a Dilophosaurus. Oh my god.
Stegosaurus.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Triceratops.
I know my dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just switching gears because we're gonna save some of that for that episode. Where we can really sink our teeth into that. Uncle Drew. I don't know if you guys have seen it. A bunch of NBA players acting as old dudes. Looks pretty funny. Might wait until that comes out on Blu-ray. The first Purge.
That one I am interested in because I liked the original Purge. I didn't like the second Purge.
I'm the exact opposite. The first Purge was such a waste of a miraculous. Like, how did no one think of this before? A night where all crime is legal, not all crime, whatever. Enough that you can say that. and you're going to spend the entire premise focusing on one family in one house getting invaded. And there's other home invasion movies. So it's not like you're doing.
It's nothing new, and you wanted it to be something new.
And with a premise that opens you up so much, it's like, no, show me the second one. I think does a much better job because it shows 3 different storylines in this city and all these people getting caught out in not getting caught. The cop was out there, but whatever.
Yeah.
And they're all like crossing paths and they're all dodging these psychos. And it's like, you're seeing a bunch of different aspects of it as opposed to just one family.
And 2 was election year, right? Or what?
No, I think that was the third one.
That was the third one. I did not like the third one.
I never saw the third one. The second one is Purge Anarchy. And I like the cop character. I think he was cool. He was also in
I got it
Captain
backwards
America.
Then. I didn't like
Soldier.
the second one. I liked the second one and I liked the first one, but the third one
and the cop and everything.
The third one was awful.
Yeah, I never saw the third one.
Like literally, they put too much focus on the election that was at hand, which was. But that's nothing that we'll get into today.
We're going to become a political podcast now.
The hell if I will.
We're not the pop culture peasants anymore. We're the political peasants.
Political peasants. You know, do you know how many people tell me that I should run for president, though?
Got a presidential name.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say the whole entire thing,
Mine
but
as well.
Calvin Carson, I mean, Calvin Coolidge, and then Carson Daly, you know, Fred Durst.
Yeah.
It's something different.
Attorney at law.
I mean, yeah.
OBGYN.
Law commercials.
Yeah. I want to help you.
Yeah. I want to help you get justice.
Yeah. Like Calvin.
Is your insurance company not giving you enough? Is your penance too long? Well, then call me, Calvin Carson. I'll be able to get you the right settlement for the right price.
You would need a hammy nickname, like Lowell the Hammer Stanley. Yeah. You would need like a hammy, like Calvin the. Oh God!
Like Paul McCartney.
Putting myself on the spot here.
That's a tough one.
Calvin the Swordfish Carson. I don't know. I don't know
if I like that, but okay.
What kind of lawyer
I'm
are
reaching
you?
here, man.
Yeah. Now I saw something. Oh, you okay?
Yes. Don't let my coughing stop you guys.
You need your water?
You got to roll. I got the drink. I'm fine.
Man.
I've got the water is right down there.
Oh yeah. Now there was something that I wanted to talk about, and I completely. It was another movie that was coming out.
We have Ant-Man and Wasp as well.
Yes,
it'll probably be on this list if I could. So the first Purge. I'd have to see a trailer. I don't know if is there.
Yeah, there's already a trailer.
Gotcha. Well, I'll get around to watching that. Might not go and see it in the movies, but
but guess what, guys? Hotel Transylvania 3 is coming out. Oh my god!
Oh, and I haven't even gotten to the best part, so I'll get to Ant-Man and Wasp in a second. Finally, we can pack up and go home. The movie we've been waiting for has finally arrived, guys. Mamma Mia 2. Here we go again! Exclamation point.
Mamma Mia.
We can literally movies are over now. We can pack up Hollywood. Pack it in. You've reached the apex.
You've done it.
Pack it up.
You've gone as high and as far as we could dare to dream.
Let's move on.
Yeah, like Mamma Mia. Oh boy,
Mamma Mia.
That's all you can say about that movie.
And the tagline is like a knowing little like wink to the camera. It's literally Mamma Mia, here we go again. Indeed, that sounds about right.
We need to have a podcast on that and the title. Here we go again.
Here we go again.
Here we go again.
It was so much fun the first time. We had to come back for more.
Oof,
Wasn't enough the first.
I mean, I remember when I was a kid, we would sing Diarrhea. Here I go again. So, I mean, nice. That's only after a night of hot wings.
Yep.
Taco Bell.
A T-Bell night.
Taco Bell, yeah.
Yep.
T-Bell night.
Another one is Skyscraper with
I haven't heard about that
Johnson. I haven't heard about it either. I'm actually tempted to look into it.
Yeah, check it. I want to know what it's about.
Global icon Dwayne Johnson leads the cast of legendary Skyscraper as former FBI hostage rescue team leader and U.S. war veteran Will Ford. Damn, he's a busy guy. Who now assesses security for skyscrapers on a mission in China. He finds the world's tallest, safest building suddenly ablaze, and he's been framed for it. Oh no! A wanted man on the run. Will must find those responsible, clear his name, and somehow rescue his family, who's of course trapped inside the building.
The NPC, the classic NPC look when they disappoint
above the fire line. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. Oh, like I could have omitted that last sentence, and you would have been like, of course his family.
It's like, no,
I gotta get my family back.
What are we gonna have another Tooth Fairy? Another Tooth Fairy movie? He's gonna sprout wings.
It's like that Family Guy joke where Harrison Ford keeps running up to people and he's like, I want my family back. I want my wife back. You know.
You don't have to keep touching the mic.
What in the hell? I don't know. It's just I'm not used to
something about that.
To a big object of this shape shoved in my face. There we go. It should have been like this from the beginning. You can tell I haven't used this before.
Yeah. Pop filters for the pop culture peasants. I want to get the cover ones though. I don't want to use this big junkin' piece of crap here. I want to get the fuzzy like condom for it. Omit that. No, I didn't say condom.
Exclude that. What we just said.
Oh yeah, because condom is the worst thing we've said so far.
That's very true.
All right,
Equalizer 2.
I can't wait.
I'm pretty excited.
That sounds pretty dope.
I'm pretty excited for that.
I'm
probably not going to see it in theaters.
I will see it in theaters.
I might.
I think it's well deserved.
I might. Mission Impossible Fallout. Would you guys believe me if I told you that I've never watched one of the Mission Impossible movies?
I wouldn't actually believe you, but I would think it out of you that you would be the one.
I wouldn't be surprised, but
yeah, well,
okay.
I've seen chunks of some of them, but I've never sat down and watched.
I've seen all the missions. The series isn't bad. I just to me,
yeah,
what do I really want? One of those movies,
and this is the one where Cavill had to not shave his mustache, right?
Yeah.
How preposterous!
I mean, I don't think I'm gonna go see it.
And that poor guy, that poor guy is going to get spit roasted in Deadpool 2.
Yeah, 100%.
If you thought that was just a joke in the trailer, hang on to your balls. One thing, bringing up Deadpool 2, do you think that they're going to reveal the continuity stone as a joke on Infinity War? The timing would be perfect.
Timing would be perfect, but I doubt it.
Well, plus with Josh Brolin literally playing Thanos, he could break the fourth wall and say he's going to make a Thanos joke.
Well, yeah, that's obvious.
Infinity War anyway, so if he pulls out the continuity stone, that would just be hilarious.
That'd be pretty funny.
It'd be fucking awesome.
It would be perfect.
I don't think it's going to happen though.
Come on, Deadpool, do it.
Oh, I'm holding out for it.
Listen to us.
I would like it to happen.
You'll be surprised.
I'll go on record.
It's a Deadpool movie.
I'll go on record and say I think that's going to happen.
Possibly.
So yeah, skyscraper. how fucking goofy. Ant-Man and the Wasp. I'm excited for.
That's definitely an exciting one.
I'm excited for.
Now I'm interested in seeing when in the timeline it is. Is it briefly before the snapping, or is it?
I would say before.
Or is it during?
I think it would have to be before.
It would make at the end.
Because they're in New York. Yeah.
It would probably be before and then it's like.
Because where it picks up is going to be right after Cap Civil War, where Ant-Man gets broken out by Cap along with Falcon and everybody else. And when he goes back to Hank Pym and the Wasp, I forget her name. They basically have to close up shop. Like Pym Industries has to shrink the building and say, "Well, thanks for coming back, asshole. Now me. We all got to run now."
Yep.
Also, who's the villain?
Oh, Grey Ghost. Grey Ghost is the villain.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't think they would be bringing him in this early, but it is. Grey Ghost. Now, the actor that they're portraying as the main villain, he is the what's his name? Oh, Lawrence Fishburne. The guy that plays Morpheus.
He's
not playing Grey Ghost though. He's playing as the puppet master, I believe, and the guy that's playing his son will be the Grey Ghost.
It says Hannah John Common is playing Ghost.
Yeah.
As Ghost.
So then his daughter in that way.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So in the comics, that's how it goes along. His son or daughter, depending on timeline.
Right.
He builds the suit because they got in a car accident. I don't know if they're going to follow that timeline, but it is possible that something like that is going to happen. So
Walton Goggins is in it. Of course, Michelle Pfeiffer. Wonder who she is playing.
I don't know, but I'm excited to see
Michael Pinion, T.I. coming back. Everybody's coming back.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. People sleep on his power. I've talked to a lot of different Marvel fans, and whenever Ant-Man comes up as a topic, they're always like, they don't really care about his movie, but they disregard his power. I'm like, you are sleeping on him, man.
Yep.
You are sleeping, because as he gets smaller, he actually gets stronger. Because all of his human strength is compressed into a smaller space. It's almost like a spring. And he still hits. He hits harder.
And his hit gets harder as well when he's decompressing, because all of that force is going to the point of where it's being what is the word? Not shrunk, but the opposite of shrunk, growing, where he's growing from. So if he chooses to grow from a certain point, like his fist, he can literally force all of that potential energy through his fist.
And I've heard that his Goliath form is actually going to be in the.
It is, yeah. In the trailer
Not
that we
just
saw,
Giant Man, it's Goliath, which is way bigger. Like at the end of Cap Civil War, he does go Giant Man, which was really cool to see.
Which I believe he's probably just going to try to stomp Ghost before she phases.
Right. But that is going to be a very good one. Yeah. Super Troopers 2. That one snuck in under the wire. I know that's already out, but I had no idea they were making a second.
I didn't actually see the date for it when I looked at it. Now, one big thing that we need to talk about is what he just clicked on, which is Incredibles 2.
Incredibles 2.
I'm super excited for that.
The first trailer was not impressive. The second trailer it got better, but the first trailer was not impressive. What I'm disappointed about, and I'm still very much excited about the movie, make no mistake. But what I'm a little bit disappointed in is that they pick up right after the first movie. I was really expecting them to jump forward in time, which would have been cool because we would have been able to see the kids even stronger than
what they were before.
We all know you just want to see Violet's ass after she's grown up.
Her mom has a fat ass. We know where she's going.
There's a lot of hentai out there.
Yeah. So well, I have the internet for that, so I am a perv. I'm not going to deny that, but I don't do it. I don't do it to her in the movie. No, I don't do it to her in the movie.
We're good.
I would have liked to have seen Jack around Flash's age.
Exactly.
Yeah, that would have been
exactly.
That would have been nice.
Now I heard a theory about Jack, and I'm kind of worried because Jack is easily the strongest in that family. Or potentially the strong, you know what I mean? But I heard a theory that because he's so young, that's the reason why he has so many powers because
the power hasn't
set in. And as he matures past his infancy, then the power becomes defined, which is why they all only have one power.
Right.
Not everybody's running around with a billion different things. I'm hoping that's not true, and I'm hoping he is special, and he can just turn into a bunch of stuff. He probably won't.
Just be able to run.
My big thing is
lift stuff up. Be great.
The Frozone. Just in the trailer where he's like, "Woman, I'm going out. You better be back by dinner."
Yeah.
You know, I think that them keeping that lineage of his wife being a complete and utter pain in his ass is perfect.
It's so funny.
So
it's so funny.
I'm excited to see what they're gonna do.
Funny.
Now, do we even have a main villain?
Well, there's this figure,
ominous glowing figure with blue eyes.
I don't feel like unplugging the laptop, but an ominous figure sort of, holding his hands.
Scroll down.
Menacingly.
Look at the cast.
Menacingly. So it is basically Helen is in the spotlight, Elastigirl, and whatnot. Just tap me. I ain't a dog. Leaving Bob at home with Violet and Dash to navigate the day-to-day heroics of normal life. So this time it's kind of a reversal of what happened in the first movie.
Yep.
Whereas Mr. Incredible got to go back into the hero side of life and enjoy that sort of secretly, almost like he was having an affair, which he very nearly came close to doing.
Very
with
close.
With Mirage. Mirage, yeah. And I think she was just a government
Yeah, she was just a government agent.
Yeah, she was just an operator.
She had no powers. Actually, no. Power of appeal.
Oh, yes.
There you go. That's it. That's the best power.
She had that. So yeah, basically, things are going to get out of hand. So she's going to have to, call in the rest of the family to assist. So looking forward to that. Everybody is pretty much back as their characters. The good thing about being animated to the voice actors, it's not an issue of age.
Yeah, true.
So,
that is.
actor of Flash. The actor of Flash was actually in his. He did the first recording of The Incredible.
Huck Milner.
Yeah.
And then Holly Hunt is Helen Parr. So Holly Hunt. Sam Jackson is Frozen. I'm so glad everybody came back. That's going to be really good.
Sam Jackson's voice, it's
irreplaceable.
Like, I mean, spoiler alert. Please tone out your ears if you haven't seen the Infinity Wars yet. When Samuel L. Jackson at the end, when he's Nick Fury, and after the post-credit sequence, and then just fading away. That was the that was
his trademark. Marvel wanted that so bad, and I'm so glad they got it.
So glad they finally got it.
Have you seen those ads on YouTube for like the little Marvel mobile games yet?
Yes.
And
God, they're everywhere.
And they have a Nick Fury voiceover. It's not Sam Jackson.
It's not Sam Jackson.
Nick Fury, and it's like, you're.
I was like, stop it! No.
And they got like a diet Sam Jackson.
I was like, I almost downloaded your game, but then you did
like
that.
Diet Dr. Pepper. You just can't replace that original pepper taste.
Yeah, just can't do it. So something that Calvin was aware of, but I just found out, there is an Infinity Gauntlet in Fortnite now.
Woo!
Oh yeah,
it's so cool. You gotta watch somebody play it, man.
It has a mighty punch that knocks enemies back and destroys structures. Thanos flies towards the ground. So Thanos is in the game?
Yeah, so when you get the gauntlet,
it's actually
you turn into Thanos.
Oh, okay. Hitting an area for knockback and damage.
Got the laser beam.
And you can, power stone to fire a blast that deals damage over time, and then a super jump.
He even says something when you turn into Thanos.
Of course.
I am a god now.
I was like, yes.
I've seen a lot of gameplay on it. I don't play Fortnite myself. I just enjoy watching it. People that are actually good at it, not trash players. But
you wouldn't enjoy watching me.
I mean,
I would play it just to try to see.
I would play it to see if I could get it, but
after that, I'd be like, I'm no.
The chances of me actually getting it are slim to none.
I never got past like the building part of it. Like the whole, because that is essential, like building the ramps, and when you're falling down a mountain, being able to like build underneath you, or like somebody starts shooting and you just throw up a wall.
No, you gotta get those people. I'm like, how do you build this so fast? As soon as you start shooting and they just build a wall, I'm like, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah,
I don't even have time to freaking blink, man.
Yeah, I didn't even get time to shoot you yet. Come on, dude.
Yeah,
like there's people that actually do their quick keys and things like that, and I can't even.
And I got the I could.
But let's just not do that.
It's too much work.
Yeah.
Pew pew.
So Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh boy.
We want to crack that open a little bit.
Oh boy.
Now the trailer that I just saw just before we when we went live, it's kind of like a prequel to John Marston's story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although they are featured in the game apparently at some point.
Yeah.
But it's about this guy. What's his name? Yeah, John Marston and his wife Abigail do have a role to play. So who knows what that'll be. But
welcome back, Lady Grimm.
These guys are apparently a gang of outlaws, and I think it takes place like a year or 2 years before the first game. It's about
2 years from what I've read.
Yeah.
I can't see.
Are your eyes broken?
Yes. Little bit of Monica in my life.
So the Deadeye system will return.
Yeah, Deadeye system will return.
Hunting is a lot deeper. Because apparently you hunt food to come back and feed your gang. So apparently this camp or this gang has a camp that will be kind of like a hub area. And you bring back food, weapons, resources, things like that to ensure the survival of the group. And by that logic, hunting will now carry a lot more weight to it because you'll literally be, bringing home the bacon.
Yep.
You got to strap the carcass of an animal to the back of your horse and get back to the camp quickly so you can get that thing on, well, not on ice, but on salt or whatever they used. So that's pretty cool. Calvin, you were mentioning that the card games have made a return.
Yes, the card games have returned and they look excellent. They put a lot more detail into them as well. They've added over around, I believe, 4 more card games than before. So that's exciting because last game I actually I played about 8 hours worth of card games, and I got the 8-hour achievement in the last Red Dead.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely something looking forward
And they had
to.
a whole bunch of stuff, right? Blackjack, poker,
Texas Hold'em, a lot of different games, and now they're adding up to 4 more. So
that will be cool. Yeah, the camp. I always like the Deadeye system too.
yeah, it's definitely fun.
And the multiplayer, of course, after GTA 5 will be a little bit cleaner as well. It's just breaking my heart because I'm looking at this list of all of the backwards compatible, or not backwards compatible, but the older generation of Xbox games, like the 360 games. And for all you Xbox players, you don't know how lucky you are.
Yeah.
I can't say much because I'm all 3. So
Yeah, you don't have to worry.
I have partnership
3
and everything.
I have 3.
Yeah.
I have Switch, I have the PC, and I have the Xbox. So I'm all 3. Xbox.
You say all 3 like there's nothing.
There's a lot more hidden. I just don't play with it.
Yeah.
So
I remember A Kingdom for Keflings. You ever play that?
no.
That was a good game. Kingdom for Keflings. Little like village management.
Yeah.
Like these dwarves. Really fun. Star Wars Republic Commando. Knights of the Old Republic 2. Oh. Battlefront 1 and 2. I might have to buy an Xbox One.
Do it.
Might have to grab
After
it.
the Switch.
Oh, so the Switch takes precedence? I got you. Yeah. I will be buying a Switch to do live streaming on with these guys.
Yep.
And have they announced like Mario Party at all?
No.
One that
Everybody's waiting on it, but
Yep.
that'd be a fun game.
Mario
Yep.
Party.
So,
God,
and for you, those of you who are just joining us now, including Lady Grimm, tonight's topic is just random. We're doing a bunch of news, all the movies, games, things like that we have information on and are coming out. So we're just kind of
We're flying by the seat of our pants.
Yeah,
as they
because
say.
we didn't plan on actually having a podcast tonight because I got the dates wrong and thought that I would be on the Eastern Shore today. I'm not. I will be there next week though, and they'll be able to whatever feed ET the mic. If you move away from it, we lose velvety voice.
My velvety
His
voice.
velvety voice. That's
That wouldn't have been the word that I would have thought you would use, but I will
Very
thank you for it
delicious,
none the
Reed.
same.
Very delicious.
Nonetheless.
So yeah, we were just talking about movies and things like that. I'm actually going to start watching Hunter x Hunter.
Thank God.
And
Here, Calvin.
and
Wow.
I'm not done. And Tokyo Ghoul.
Now that I haven't seen.
Yeah,
I have been told that it's very
I'm
good.
watching season 3.
Me
right
too,
now.
Calvin. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll turn up my sensitivity or move my microphone back. I
I've
can't
been
move
watching.
my microphone.
I watch
back.
like my
Okay, I
fiance
can do
got
it like
me
this
into
here.
Tokyo
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason why
Okay.
I
Destiny, you like anime?
loves anime.
What
Good
is
luck.
DT the mics?
I should have
What does
brought that
DT
up in the
mean?
last show.
Yeah, she loves anime. She actually is the person that got me into anime because I didn't
Mhm.
watch anime, but I think the first anime we watched together was like Basket, and then there I just started
Yeah.
watching other.
You should ask.
Oh,
about
you
Food
mean
Wars.
like Deep Throat like this?
Food Wars? The one that
She's
one.
Yeah. We're
She
not
might
talking
know.
about
I've
Food
seen-
Wars
I've seen
here,
like a little
so
bit of like Butt Wars. I've seen that one.
Keijo. Yeah,
Yeah,
Keijo is
I've seen that one.
amazing.
Butt Wars.
Butt
Yeah,
Wars. That's all I'm calling it. Butt Wars.
yeah. So
That one's got a long shelf life. It
Oh,
does.
yes, that one will always.
I'll get around to watching that, but I think
Lady Grimm, I don't think we can go further than what I did. I'm sorry.
mark my words, folks. When Calvin, it's gonna take to episode 5. You'll be like, I think I know where this is going. And then when you see the left turn into the crazy land, I think you're going to get hooked and you won't want to stop.
Okay. Yeah, I normally I don't watch anime except like Studio Ghibli movies and things like that.
Crunchyroll.
And One Punch Man.
And One Punch Man. One Punch Man is my main, so I'm gonna go
It'll
down
be
further.
interesting to see because Hunter x Hunter takes all of the tropes of anime, like traditional shonen, like your Dragon Balls, your Naruto.
You're all good.
And even One Piece. I mean, One Piece follows a formula. and that's perfectly fine. But Hunter x Hunter takes that formula and wipes its ass with it.
Okay.
And it really does fly in the face of a lot of the stuff. Like you think that a certain thing it's building to, and then it completely curveballs, and there's no other show like it. So you're going to watch other shows and be like, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely have to watch it. Now, what's our next topic, guys? Because I think I want to bring up the fact that we're going to do remake roundup in a month.
Yeah, I was actually looking at some remakes, and not just bad remakes. I would like to divide.
I want to focus on the good and the bad.
The good, the bad, the ugly.
Because I'm just looking at some of the better remakes, and they include things like The Thing. Well, not the 1982 The Thing, not the most recent one.
Yeah. That one was awful.
But The Departed, Martin Scorsese, I did not know that was a remake at first.
Yep.
And I looked into it, and I believe it's based on like a Korean movie or something.
Mm-hmm. And then there's like Rings. There's also the original Chucky movies and all of their predecessors.
Scarface.
Whatever happened to Chucky the Cult, or the Cult of Chucky?
The Cult of Chucky, it was a Netflix kind of thing. It just took off for like a month and then it was over.
Because I heard about it, I didn't know it was released, and I was like, whatever.
To be honest, I watched the entire thing and I wasn't impressed because I'm a big Chucky fan, and I mean I love all things horror, but it really was boring because it was just all inside of a mental institution, and you're like, oh,
that sucks.
What is this? Chucky's still here? No, you're just killing people saying that Chucky's still here. Oh,
yeah, that's kind of lame.
Yeah, it's kind of lame.
That's kind of
so.
I'm not. I love horror movies too. I'm not as deep into them as Calvin is.
I mean, depends on the day.
I still really like them. I think the original Friday the 13th was like almost a masterpiece.
Very good, yeah.
I mean, I'm a big fan.
That will be the next cosplay, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, during Tidewater Comic Con, if we can make it as a group, I definitely want to go as camp counselors from the actual Camp Crystal Lake.
Counselor Calvin.
Yeah, and then we'll have nameplates done, things like that. You can be Camp Counselor Jermis, Camp Counselor Reed.
I'll be Jason's mom.
Jason boy.
Do you need to borrow my wig?
No, not
Reed's got
that
his
one.
own.
I need like the short gray, like
I'm going to get your manager haircut.
Grandma hair.
Yeah, like mama ponytail in there.
But no, the original one was great, and then
Jason.
the first three were great. But after that, after Jason Goes to Manhattan, oh boy, it takes a bad turn. Jason X was cool though. You gotta admit, going sci-fi with Jason was hard enough, and they just made it awful. Like, oh god, he has regenerative powers. He already had that. Oh god, he has a giant metal machete. Why did we bring that aboard? He already had that.
That was like when Michael Myers there was that Halloween movie where who was it? It was yeah, you probably have it.
Yeah, there it is.
Are we talking about the Rob Zombie?
No. It was the one where it was a game show in his house.
Oh,
it was like
that one was
Tyra Banks and Busta Rhymes.
Shit, hold up, let me see.
And they do a game show in his house.
What? I've never seen that one.
And Busta Rhymes is like, "Hey, Mike, yo, trick or treat, bitch."
So bad. I think that was Halloween Resurrection.
Resurrection. Let me look this up.
It was either Resurrection or you said it had who in it?
It was like, I think it was Tyra Banks or somebody.
Shoot, I don't remember.
I say or somebody. Of course, it was somebody. Reed.
Halloween.
No, because this one didn't have Jamie Lee Curtis in it.
Well, neither did that one. That one didn't have Jamie Lee Curtis in it.
No, I'm saying this one does. Like how
that one
does. Yeah, the one I'm talking about doesn't.
Let me see, because I'm trying to see. Because it can't be Halloween 2007 because that one was done with Rob Zombie.
Yeah, the Rob Zombie one.
The Rob Zombie was amazing.
I thought it was a good movie.
Yeah, Rob Zombie makes some good movies. I think we're gonna have a Rob Zombie night the day before the concert because I'm going to see him.
I haven't seen House of a Thousand Corpses, but I did see Devil's Rejects.
Oh boy, and House of a Thousand Corpses.
I wasn't really a fan of Devil's Rejects.
Fuck it, I can make any movie gory. And now 3 from Hell. That's his newest film that's coming out soon.
I haven't seen. Yeah,
it's not going to theaters. Like all of his movies never go to theaters. They're going right to DVD. They're too vulgar to be in theaters.
Specific. Oh, like they're bad. Like
just look up Busta Rhymes Halloween movie.
Yeah.
So, because I want to know the name of it, because I
will give Rob Zombie that he is a good like showman of horror stuff.
Oh, and dude, and his
horror movies that I watch, I'm just like, nah. You're tame compared to other people's stuff.
When you look at him in concert, he's in his 50s. He is still rocking it like he's 17, man. He's
so
killing it.
I was wrong. You were totally right.
It was Halloween Resurrection.
I could have sworn Jamie Lee wasn't in this one.
She was. She was in it as a cameo.
But yeah. This guy looked at Michael Myers and said, "Fuck you, Mike. Trick or treat, bitch."
Yeah. I remember the first kill in that movie was actually with a tripod, though.
Was it really?
Yeah. Literally one of the nerds setting up the camera literally got speared.
Oh my God.
With a tripod. And I was like, go Mike. So
good on you, Mike.
Now we'll definitely have to talk about the remakes of the Halloween movies. And a couple other horror films that I'll be tackling, and then y'all can tackle whatever theme that you want or anything like that. We'll just go over it.
Sure.
The big ones that I have under my sleeves are going to be the Chuckies, Friday the 13th, and
I've only ever seen the first Chucky movie, so
I don't remember.
They're pretty okay.
I've seen a few Chucky.
And then of course Nightmare on Elm Street, which that one was that's Wes Craven's new Nightmare.
That's a big nut to crack.
Yes, over 12 movies.
Oh god. Then between him and Jason had what, 10?
Jason had 12 as well.
He had 12 as well?
10 that were released under the name of Friday the 13th.
Because I know Jason X was the 10th one, but then they had the one that was made, because they remade both Nightmare on Elm.
Friday the 13th, killer cut. Jason versus Freddy
versus Jason.
Yeah, and that one was technically the 12th movie in his series.
Right.
Because of the remake.
Now that one is good.
I tend to disagree.
I like it. You know what the premise is? That there were actually there was actually a premise that they were going to go with at first, where Freddy had been a counselor at Camp Crystal Lake, and that he molested Jason.
Oh,
which would have been awful. See, you're furrowing your brow just at the thought.
Whoa!
And when I heard about that, I was like, look at it this way. You get both of the villains of big franchises. Their backstories are both observed correctly.
Why would Freddy want to molest a child with a skull the size of a football?
I don't know, man. Freddy's weird. But you get both of them, and they're not disrespected. They're given their dues, and you have a face-off between them both on Elm Street and Camp Crystal. You get the iconic locations, and all of the backstories, and it was the last one with Robert Englund, who was the best Freddy, obviously. I think you would agree.
Rest in peace.
R.I.P. So you get the
now the
Freddy,
original Jason. They're making a documentary about the making of all the Friday the 13th movies. That's coming out soon too. I don't know the date on that, and I don't know the title on it, but they are making one that they document every single shooting of the movie. And you know what's funny? People who play the evilest people on TV are normally the nicest. Like a good example is Danny Trejo. You know, from the Machete movies, he's a sweetheart. Oh crap! I can't read that. Jason drowned under the supervision of neglectful counselors, and Freddy confronted Jason while he was sleeping in some tree or some shit on Crystal Lake, dreaming about his mom. Freddy used the dream and his mom to get him to do what he wants. Yeah, no, that was just one of the prefaces to the movie that Reed was talking about. That was one of the options that they were going to go with.
It could have been.
But no, Jason was in hell. Jason was in hell in eternal torment chasing counselors, and he could never get the last one to die. And then, of course, Freddy is like, oh, he is being his mother, posing as his mother, and he confronts Jason, and he's like, come back, Jason. They need to pay on Elm Street and things like that. And that's really cool.
And Freddy's reasoning for this was that the kids of Elm Street had forgotten. They'd forgotten about him. And once his power, that's the root of his power. And once it's gone, he can't
he can't
do
torment.
anything.
Right.
Yeah.
And so he's pretty much enlisting Jason to reinstill fear into the Elm Street kids so that he can come back and be powerful. So it's
But
it all
they
makes
weren't
sense.
thinking about Freddy, though. That's the reason that Freddy got so angry at Jason, and that's where the clash.
Yeah, that's where the clash. So it's all set up right.
Yep. So it starts with him being like, "Oh yeah, you're doing too much. It was my kill. You knock them out. You incite fear, and then I murder and become the former glory that I was."
Yeah.
So
And of course, Jason's Jason, so he doesn't care.
He's like,
So,
"What happened?"
Jason is
dude.
a very
he's a
very
man,
special man.
man of few words, but he's good. He's
a man
good
of-
with
he's a
the
man of
machete.
action.
He has never stated an actual word.
Yeah.
Never.
Action.
Yep.
Now, what else do we about tonight? Because I think we need to take a break for a minute because I do have to stretch.
All right.
Good break.
We are about an hour already, so we're gonna go ahead and take a break, and then we will be right back.
All right. Catch you in a minute, folks. that robot chicken Star Wars where he's like, my lord, stormtrooper, my lord, stormtrooper, and then he is like, go fuck yourself.
All right.
Well, we are back,
guys.
folks.
Welcome back.
Sorry about the momentary break. We are but humans. So we do have to stretch every once in a while and get water, and I ate Takis. Now I'm going to have to burp. So
Yeah, one of those tall guy.
no, it wasn't at you. It was beyond the camera to the right. Hey, what's going on today, Lewis? How you doing, man?
Oh, Lewis, what's
We
up,
got
man?
Lewis in the chat.
Finally,
Yeah.
man, it's about time.
Oh yeah,
Took you long
you're
enough.
here for the memes.
Heartburn.
Oh, we've got you covered.
Lewis, we don't have news. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, sorry,
you
man. Not
covered.
on here, but
Not on
you know,
here.
maybe the uncut version. Damn it, Jermis!
Jermis, you hate these. Why don't you just rip all their heads off?
Actually, don't do that because those are expensive.
Skip the middleman. Why don't?
See, because I understand how much pop figures cost, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
I can't read what that little kitten is holding. So,
Is it food? Cause
and of into the fourth dimension. Yes, yes.
Oh,
and into the fourth
Lewis is done with school finally.
Lewis,
Lewis,
man,
I'm glad
you know what that means.
I'm glad we've got you here actually because
It says
during
hi.
the
Okay.
break we were discussing topics for next week's show. Of course, Calvin will be out of town. But in the meanwhile, we should be able to use Jeremy's studio space as long as he's willing to accommodate.
I am more than willing
And
to.
if that's the case, we could have you sit in on the show. The topic, we sort of have it nailed down, is video game movies. And their general lack of quality.
Oh boy, oh boy.
I don't think we've had a good one. And not to dig too deep into the
Well,
topic.
the most recent Laura Croft was okay.
That one I have not seen.
It is actually.
Oh, yeah.
I highly recommend you watch it on torrent or whatever you have. No, I didn't say that. I
meant
highly
on
recommend you
DVD.
watch it on DVD.
After paying for the
Paying
steelbook,
Paying
for the
for the
steelbook, yeah. No,
4K
just
steelbook.
just make sure you watch it, man. Like it.
I'll watch
Don't
it.
knock it because it's actually not that bad.
But you see how you have to couch it. You see how you have to be like, it's not terrible,
But it's
Hip,
not
hip,
great.
hooray.
I mean, yeah, the previous Laura Croft movies, they weren't
and
the
no,
worst.
and I completely understand. You're saying that Assassin's Creed was the last best hope for video game movies.
Yeah.
It was.
That was the last chance they had because it had everything going for it. It was a serious tone, dramatic action storyline
And then they threw it away.
with Michael Fassbender as your lead. So you have all of the, all the ball is in their court. You know what I mean? And they just
good,
sort of,
Lewis.
they just
I need
couldn't
it.
connect. Yeah. Super Mario Bros is going to definitely be up
Name.
there.
Whoa.
Mario.
Oh, wait, are you-
Mario.
Mortal Kombat. Is it Mortal Kombat Armageddon
It's just Mortal Kombat, Mortal Kombat 2, Mortal Kombat Armageddon.
yeah.
Like three of them.
We'll get into the Mortal
get into
Kombats,
those, yeah.
and I will actually probably try and prepare by watching some of them.
Yeah, I saw
Just
them,
to
I think some of them
refresh
are-
They're on
Mine.
Netflix, dude.
Yeah,
Just
they are,
sure,
yeah.
I'll just
I'm about
go-
to say, you
I'll
can
like,
just
if
do
they're
it.
shitty, they're going on Netflix. So
Yeah.
I realized going back on those, like when like animations were like cheesy,
Yeah,
like
Dennis.
it's so
Dennis Hopper is
cheesy.
King Koopa, and it's just
It's a me, Mario.
yeah,
It's
Street,
a me,
yeah, Street
Mario.
Fighter.
It's a me,
Street Fighter would definitely be up there.
Luigi.
Luigi time.
Oh.
Just all the House of the Dead franchise. Anything Uwe Ball made. Although actually, now that I might have just had an epiphany, there is a good video game movie.
Oh,
It's
What?
called Hardcore Henry.
I think I've heard of that.
It's not strictly speaking a video
It's
game
It is a first-person shooter movie.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking
Hardcore
about.
Henry might be the silver bullet that I
think I
did
know
not
which one you're
think
talking
about
about.
before. Hardcore Henry, man.
I think I've seen that.
The next big thing
You
in
would know if
food
you
was
saw it.
once.
I'm
It's all
pretty sure-
in first person,
Yeah, it's all in first
You-
person, and it's not
yeah,
that bad.
No, yeah, I have seen it. Okay, yeah, because I do
and it
remember
is pretty good. So there. So I guess now they're across. And that one. I'm also going to be compiling a list of the best and worst remakes, the most unnecessary ones, and that will be
Oh
saved.
God, Doom.
That will be saved
Oh my
for our monthly show that we will do. Is it going to be probably at the end of this month?
You mean the live show? The live show's tonight.
Well, no. I'm not. I'm saying like the remake.
The remake roundup.
Remake roundup. It's going to be another live show like this one here, but that's going to be next month around the 10th ish. We'll have to get the calendar open and we'll have to mark everything out and see what we've got going on. Because
that is, I'm looking forward to that one. Very much so. But I don't just want to focus on the bad remakes because it's easy to sit here and, trash all the bad ones. But just looking at it, just doing a cursory Google search, I mean, one of Zack Snyder's best movies, Dawn of the Dead, total remake.
Shaun of the Dead is better.
Shaun of the Dead is better, but I mean, come on.
Yeah, it's good.
True Grit. Which was amazing.
I love that movie.
I like that movie a lot. That was really good.
Oh, my parents' generation would slap my wrist and say, "How dare you? The John Wayne one was better." And I'm like,
"You need to sit down and watch it.
Sit down and watch the Jeff Bridges one."
I'm gonna pull
Here's some popcorn.
I'm gonna pull a Robot Chicken and just hold your eyes open while you watch it. Like that movie. I'm not gonna say I cried, but I felt it. I felt like really deep in your chest, like
emotion. Almost flawless.
Yeah,
it's almost.
Keyword is almost though.
Well, no movie is flawless. I mean, even for me, my masterpiece movie is No Country for Old Men. I can count on one hand the movies that I think are masterpieces. It's Shawshank Redemption, No Country for Old Men.
Oh yeah, Lady Grimm, I get it.
The Green Mile might be up there, and Pulp Fiction.
Okay. Oh boy, The Green Mile. Yeah, that one. When I first saw it, I was like 10. And I cried.
Oh, it broke me.
It broke me. Just like
when I was like 14, and it broke me then too.
Just the little mouse, like oh god,
the little mouse. And Tom Hanks getting old and having to watch his family.
No Boondock Saints.
So bad.
I haven't seen it.
I've seen the Boondock Saints.
It's been years since I've seen Boondock Saints.
I'd have to rewatch it. It's pretty good.
I have to disagree with you. I do not believe Reservoir Dogs is better than Pulp Fiction. I loved Pulp Fiction, and that's like
I love Reservoir Dogs, and me and my brother he says that Reservoir Dogs is his favorite, but he recognizes that Pulp Fiction is the better movie. The thing is, that was Quentin Tarantino. Like Reservoir Dogs was his first big feature, and the fact that it was as good as it is a testament to him.
Yeah.
But Pulp Fiction was after he had stretched those muscles, and he said, "I'm going for it. I'm going for all of it." So
I mean, then after that, there was also Until Dawn, not Until Dawn, Dusk to Dawn.
From Dusk Till Dawn, yeah.
That one is right there on number 2 after Pulp Fiction. That movie just George Clooney. Ooh,
yeah, I could. You're making those noises about George Clooney, I think. And you said you like George Clooney Batman, so
that's because the suit.
Shut up.
I think Calvin has some.
Yeah, you see, Lady Grimm agrees with me.
His closet.
Yeah,
he gets to you.
Any man that likes nipples on his bat suit. Well, fair enough.
You know what? They had a practical reason. When it got cold out, they expanded and it became heating units for his chest plate.
Oh my god!
Whatever you need to sleep at night.
And then the cheeks were like iron oxide cheeks. So when he sat down, it was just like, oh yeah, a cushion.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to make. That floated his boat apparently.
Yeah.
We saw them both.
Oof. Yeah. An unnecessary remake. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I mean, my God.
They're making another one.
Oh, I'm sure they are. I'm sure they are. Ugh. Just creepy.
I mean, Lady Grimm, it doesn't matter. You're still on my side.
I don't want no more chocolate.
I mean, Johnny Depp just took it too far.
My sister loves that movie.
I hated it.
And I didn't like that movie.
I loved the original one. Like,
it just makes me uncomfortable.
It does make you feel a little like...
It's like watching it. Have y'all seen Matilda?
Yes, I have seen it.
Matilda is just gross. Yeah, it's just gross and uncomfortable. And Danny DeVito, never direct a movie again. I love you for what you are.
I could have sworn I saw Danny DeVito's ugly brother at work the other day,
Danny DeVito.
Like, remember when I walked up to you and I was like, oh my God, it's older Danny DeVito.
Yeah, I remember, yeah.
Oh my God, it was bad. He looked just like him, but a little bit taller and a little bit fatter.
Oh God. Yeah, no, I love Danny DeVito. That's not knocking him. It's just his directing.
His directing was a little off.
Not, like the camera's like up in your face and like people are like all sweaty and it's like
but that's how he lives. I live for the sweat.
That is how Danny DeVito lives.
Yeah.
He's a man in a different. But
anybody that watched Always Sunny, it's
awesome.
Awesome.
It's awesome. It's hilarious. I was recently
he's co-directing that show.
Yeah, I was recently watching the clip compilation of all of Charlie's illiteracy. He thought philanthropist. He was on a date. Oh, so I'm a full-on rapist? You know, like kids, cripples.
I haven't seen that episode.
Oh, it was so great. You had to read.
You're 100% Dennis from Always Sunny. Yeah, no, I doubt that.
You would be Dennis. If you were on that show, you would be Dennis.
No, I was talking about Lewis.
Oh, Lewis?
Not me. Yeah, no.
Oh, I don't see Lewis as Dennis.
No.
I don't see Lewis as Dennis. Lewis would probably be, he's not Charlie. He'd probably be Danny, or not Danny, Frank. He'd probably be
I can
Frank.
see him as Frank.
Yeah, I'd see Frank. And you're definitely not Mac either. No, you're Frank, man. Oh boy.
What's next?
Well, exhausting the movies.
Yeah.
I am excited about the video game movie one though, because I will.
That will be.
I've got many a bone to pick with that whole side of things. And the ironic part of that is that video games oftentimes try so hard to be like movies. Like acting as if movies are a superior like art form, and I love movies, but video games are just they're oftentimes better.
You have full reign of artistic liberty with a video game. With a movie, you have to stick to a certain.
Well, plus, I mean, you can't interact with a movie. You can have your emotions and it can derive certain, and it's a beautiful thing when it works, but a video game is like, that's a world you interact with. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a back and forth. So I can't
have fun in Conan, lady.
It can't really compare. Oh, is that what Lady is playing?
Yeah, she was playing Rocket League and now she's playing Conan.
Oh, do let us know how that is, by the way.
She seems to enjoy it. When she first came in, she told us that she loves the game. So.
How much is it? Is it?
Okay, Google. How much does Conan Exiles cost?
I keep forgetting that we have that option. Oh, that's not too bad.
It's actually pretty cheap.
$30.
$30.
$39.
I thought that they were going to go for the arc, like
full on 60
and like gouge.
I'm glad I got arc when I did.
Yeah.
Because boy,
did you catch it on sale?
Oh,
I think I did.
Dude, I got it in the beta sale when it was like $5.
I caught it when it was like pretty cheap, and then when they bumped it to $60, I was like, oh, I'm glad.
I'm just not ready to pay $60 to put it on the PC.
No,
I'm not ready.
I would say you should wait.
I'm not. Yeah, if it goes down to like 30, then I'll make that.
Yeah, jump on that.
I'll jump on it, but I'm not paying 60 for it. I already paid.
I told people for like GTA 5 because it's like on sale for $30, which is I think a good price for that.
Yeah.
I was like, wait until it goes on sale because it's gonna go on sale. It's just a matter of when.
Yeah.
So.
And plus, you need a dedicated group of friends for that kind of game. Like soloing is possible, but it's so time consuming and
grindy.
It's so grindy that it becomes a chore.
It's like 7 Days to Die. Have you tried to play it solo yet?
No,
I don't recommend it.
I have no interest in playing that solo.
I wouldn't. If it's like a game that's like mainly multiplayer, I just don't play it.
I'm still too chicken shit to play it with a mouse and keyboard.
Read, man. What are you doing?
I need to. I know I need to, but I just don't feel like learning on the fly while we're trying to do a show.
That's the pinnacle. Once you learn that mouse and keyboard movement, you're
I may have to mess around and just make a server of my own, a private server, just to get down.
Well, no, man, you can just do a single player game in it and just do PvE.
Yeah,
and then just learn it.
I might have to do that.
Yeah, I mean,
get better if you practice.
The crafting system there is difficult as hell too, though. That's why I've had my own single player server, is just so I can figure out the crafting system and all that kind of stuff. Because the hell do you make forged steel? You have to make a forge. You have to get clay. You have to make steel.
And it's not like Ark where they have a tree of things that
you learn how to make it.
Where you learn how to make certain things, and that feeds into bigger and bigger trees. It's just like not.
It's there, but you have to get certain items.
It's a point A to B thing for all of them, and I'm kind of shooting myself in the foot because I'm playing with a controller, and that's like playing with boxing gloves on, you know?
Yeah.
You're cutting yourself off at the knees when it comes, because that UI is not made for.
Oh, no.
And neither is Ark's either.
But you know what? The UI still works, though.
Oh, no, it still works fine. It's perfect
Just
for
better.
what it
Yeah,
is.
it's just
but it's just not made
better
for
one.
Yeah.
not made for that play style at all.
Ooh,
All right. So what do you have on the plate tonight, Jermis?
for what?
Anything? Do we have any other
Come
topics?
off the cuff, come out your pocket.
Whoa. No, don't do that. Don't do that.
I don't have anything in my pocket.
Oh, okay. Well, I need
Yeah.
some money too if you got it. So
No condoms in there, man.
why do we keep talking about
I
condoms
can't.
tonight?
I can't disclose that
It
information
does keep
right
coming
now.
up. It seems to be a recurring
Coming
theme.
up.
I can't disclose that information at this time. All I
Neither
can,
confirm nor
I
deny.
can neither confirm or deny that. Just know that I am a man of many talents.
Oh, you can make
that's
balloon
a,
animals.
That's a nice little. That's a nice little.
Got a box of like 6 magnums. He's making freaking little dogs for kids on the street.
Yeah.
It's like, I need one. I got you. Take it right out.
Yeah. Good Lord.
Anyway,
I'm glad you're done with school, Lewis.
yes.
Because I know that's. I mean, I am just now starting. So
Have fun.
So you're
Yeah,
coming
have
out
fun.
and I'm going in.
Yeah, have fun with that. I just got done and I'm probably not going back.
Now,
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
question. Have any of you played Kingdom Hearts?
No.
I really wish I could say yes because I know how.
Reed,
how many
I'm gonna
people
tell you. I'm gonna tell you this
feel about
because
it.
I earlier today I was playing the first Kingdom Hearts and I was
Mhm.
playing against the final boss. I will say, I have never been more okay. Are you that
You can't let him stop you.
I know.
Man.
Well,
He's going to keep going.
I have been so frustrated with this game, but yet I love it at the same time.
Oh, yeah?
It's one of those games that you have to play. Like, it's a Disney game for definitely,
Mhm.
but it's like, how does Disney know how to frustrate the crap out of you with their bosses? It's like, think of
So is it like a RPG style? Because I've
It's-
never even seen gameplay.
so the way-
I'm sounding like I'm a blasphemous
think of
man.
Kingdom
right now.
Hearts like Disney's version of Dark Souls.
Really?
Right. Yeah. It's kind of like that.
Dark Souls.
It's like it's kind of like that where the level you have to strategize when you go against any of the bosses because you just can't go in there swinging because you'll die.
Yeah.
You kind of have to strategize, and the bosses are difficult. I went through different trials and errors in order to finally get something that's good. So it's kind of like that.
Is it like a 3D, like third person style?
It's a third person shooter. I'm not
and you're playing as the kid, not like as goofy or
right. You play
dumb.
only
Oh,
you play as a kid, but they're your partners, and
Mhm.
they do their own. Of course, you get like that's your keyblade. It overall, like, the game is very well made. Now the
Yeah.
animations, because it was much older for the very first one,
Sure.
it's hilarious to just see their mouth just keep going up and down. Like, it doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
But it's just one of those games. Like, I would highly recommend you play it, at least the first one,
Mhm.
because it's one of those games that you'll get frustrated because I've had many times where I've had the health bar of the villain to this close, and they would hit me really good, and I'm dead. And it just
Yeah.
makes you want to throw the controller.
That's
There's
all
no
it
like
takes.
quick saves or anything.
It's not every, you have to save. There's no automatic. So if you don't
Oh,
save
yeah, yeah.
and you say you die, you have to, wherever you save last, you start from there.
Did that one come out on the consoles or did that
It
start
came-
with Game Boy or the
It came out
DS?
exclusively on PlayStation. So it was a
Really?
PlayStation exclusive. Kingdom
Oh,
Hearts
okay.
3 will be both PlayStation and Xbox in event. So
I believe it's going on Switch too.
Can I pick
I
up?
think so.
Can I pick up the third one and understand where I am, or is it?
You kind of, I would probably say you more than likely can, but you probably want to go through the storyline first because there's a lot of stuff that's probably going to be in 3 that you won't really know
That I won't
until you
understand
play the
until-
previous one. That's
yeah.
why I'm going through it now because the new one, the way it looks, which whenever they decide to release it would be fantastic, but the way it looks really, really good. But I
Mhm.
feel like there's probably gonna be some story and characters that, like, who are these characters that
Right,
you have to
right.
go back to the
Yeah.
play because there is a lot of story behind it, and I would probably say look at the story first, and then
Yeah. If anything, I would go back and read like the plot synopsis and stuff.
I mean
'cause-
I'm probably because I'm still on the very first game, and there's like I think 6 to 7 other games right after that, but I'm still probably gonna play Kingdom Hearts 3 when it comes out.
they have like they have like the 1.5s and 2.5s.
Yeah, they have like 1 where I had the remaster and
Yeah.
another one, and I was just like, man. And the first one is like, it's still stupid difficult. I'm like, man, I got more games to play after this. How am I gonna
Yeah.
how am I gonna do this?
I got a lot on my plate.
I was like, man,
Yeah.
that sucks. But I definitely do recommend playing it.
Yeah. I'll have to look
it's
into
pretty
that.
fun.
Is there already like gameplay trailers out of it?
Yeah, you can look it up online. There's trailers of gameplay for it. It looks pretty cool.
Cool. I'll have to dive into that. One game that I had the experience of not being assaulted with the backstory was Deus Ex. It wasn't Human Revolution. It was Mankind Divided.
Okay, yeah.
It was the one.
That was a good one.
That's a good game.
The game was good. But the game starts out literally, and I'm not exaggerating for effect. It was literally a 20-minute intro scene.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you've ever played any of the,
and I know that it's a story-heavy game.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like Metal Gear.
Yeah,
now,
exactly.
The biggest one that I know is what is it? Yakuza.
Yeah, Yakuza,
the most recent one.
Yeah.
The first 45 minutes of that game is a cutscene explaining to you what happened in the last games.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
It's optional, but you have to watch it, because if you haven't played any of the previous Yakuza games, or you haven't played it in like maybe a year.
Does it do a good job of bringing you up to speed? So even if you're a new player, you do know?
Literally, it shows you the last 45 minutes of the game in a theatrical version of the last Yakuza game.
Okay.
So it explains to you, oh yeah, this child, you need to protect it, blah, blah, blah. Oh, you're running down the street. Oh, old man hands you child, you protect child. Your old man was Yakuza leader. Now the baby's Yakuza leader too, blah, blah, blah. And a bunch of other twists and turns that happen.
Gotcha.
And it's just like watching a movie, but you're there making decisions for the movie. So unlike Fallout 4, which I love the game, but for God's sakes, they need to get their cutscenes. They need to get their life too. Like their cutscenes are atrocious.
They are bad.
So
still not as bad as and I know that this is kind of part of the game, but Half-Life, they don't have cutscenes, but like the cutscenes are the game. Like certain
Half-Life
parts of the game are.
Been forever since I played.
But yeah,
Half-Life 3 needs to.
Half-Life 3 confirmed?
Half-Life 3 will never happen.
No,
it will never happen.
I think they even said like we're not
neither will Portal 3 or Team Fortress 3.
No, Team Fortress 2 is still
it's flawless.
Top 3 downloaded on Steam.
It's flawless.
Yeah,
it's perfect the way it is.
It's still
it's perfect the way it is. Yeah,
the fact that it's free.
Yeah.
Oh, I also had some news. It actually doesn't pertain to any of the games though. It pertains to a mod expansion pack for Fallout 4. Called Fallout Miami. A game developer studio has come up with a entire mod pack that adds on a whole other 2-hour, 3-hour storyline to the game where Fallout is in Miami.
It does sound really.
They've added a bunch of new models, a bunch of new weaponry, enemies, things like that. It's just edited versions of the original enemies and an edited version of the map, but it looks amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the fact that it's a little bit cheerier than Boston. You know,
old Boston.
I'm excited.
Be careful what we say about that place.
Well, no, it's a nice place, but for a Fallout game, I want somewhere that's interesting to explore. Yeah, it has a lot of historical sites and a lot of historical Easter eggs and things like that in there, like Shem Drown's sword and all that kind of stuff. The tinsmith. It just wasn't that interesting to me.
Yeah, I still find the Capital Wasteland more interesting than that.
Dude,
I mean, come on. It's literally the capital.
And then there's New Vegas. They can never, ever top New Vegas. Who the hell came up with the idea of the Vegas Strip being a Fallout area?
Yeah.
Like, or not because of Mr. House, his protection and all that.
Right.
But I swear, the Courier was the best storyline.
I didn't play much of New Vegas, if I'm being honest.
It is my...
It's your favorite Fallout.
I don't want to say it's my favorite. I don't want to talk about it like it's my favorite Fallout.
Is it his favorite?
Above me is Fallout 4, but that's because of the fact that Fallout New Vegas, it wasn't that popular when it came out.
Yeah.
But literally once Fallout 4 came out, New Vegas was like, oh my God, Vegas was better than any of them because of the RPG aspect.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. And
I'll get around to playing it one day.
I highly recommend it. And then there's also news from Bethesda. There is a diesel punk game that is in space. It's a space kind of Fallout. They haven't given us much information, but it is definitely confirmed now that this kind of game is going to happen from Bethesda. So I'm excited to see what we're going to get out of it, but we're probably not going to get everything that we want.
Yeah.
Ever?
No.
Yeah.
Is it being made by Bethesda proper or one of like their offshoot studios?
It's made by Bethesda proper, the same people that made Fallout 4.
Okay. Because New Vegas was a different studio too, wasn't it?
Yeah, the New Vegas and 3 were made by a third-party studio that Bethesda had already pretty much acquired.
Gotcha.
New Vegas that's the reason it was so good, and that's why Fallout 4 had the same kind of aspects and same kind of richness to it, is because of the fact that they acquired that studio and all of.
Yeah, I've got to get around to a new playthrough of Fallout 4.
And another good game that's coming out this week is actually Infectinator 3. If you don't know what it is, it's very hard to describe, but you play as a zombie plague and you tap on people, the people become the zombie, you increase the stats on the actual infection and things like that. It comes out on the 10th. I'm excited to get it for the PC, but it will be released in the mobile game, the mobile aspect later on in the actual year. So, yep.
Good deal.
Let's go ahead and let's close the night out by talking about what's happening in the future. And what we'll be doing in the coming weeks. So,
well, in the immediate future, we're going to be doing a show with myself, Jeremis. Calvin will be absent for that show, but it is going to be on the topic of. I think are you comfortable with the video game one, Jeremis?
Yeah, I'm
because I like that idea. So video game movies will be that one. We've got a lot to squeeze out of that. So I'm going to be compiling a list and doing some research on the sterling history of that genre. And I'm going to be, obviously, 90% of it is going to be ragging on how bad they all are, but I am going to invest in a defense of Hardcore Henry because I think that deserves. It's not technically a video game movie, but it's a video game movie.
It's a video game genre.
It's in the genre. I'm giving it a pass.
The reason that there has never been a sequel or anything to it is because of the fact that it was so unique that you can't make something to back that up.
And I always had that concept, and it's easy for me to sit here and now say it, but I always thought, like, wouldn't it be cool if there was a movie that was completely first person? And lo and behold, it happened.
I haven't seen it. And
seen it?
Is there any dialogue in it? Like between Henry and other characters? Yeah.
Of course, he talks. And then oh God, what's the guy's name? From he was in District 9, he was in the A-Team movie. He has a weird name. He played Murdoch in the A-Team. Anyway, that guy, he plays the villain and he comes back as different people. Mm-hmm. And you think he has like multiple personality disorder. He comes back as like a World War I pilot, a hippie, a scientist, and he comes back as different versions, and it's very video game-esque, and it's
because he's supposed to be a copy pasted NPC or something.
It actually, do you care if I spoil it?
I don't care.
It's because he's a dying man who's living vicariously through his clones. And he created Henry along with a corporation to try and create a super soldier. And Henry is fighting a bunch of Russian mobsters and people that he enlists to kill him and whatnot. But he also pretends to be an ally to Henry at some points to train him. And it's like a video game, and there are different levels, and he has boss fights, and it's really cool.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, Hardcore Henry. I would watch that one. You can find it somewhere. But I'm going to mount a defense for that. So with that, I think we're going to save the remake roundup like we agreed. Mm. So that'll be a topic that we get into next month. That will be
one of our live podcasts. We'll probably do that mid-month next month in June.
I would like to pick a day. It might not be best to do it on a Tuesday, or we need to pick a day where we can all be in sort of before dinner time, I'd say.
Yeah.
Because I would like to make that like a 2-hour show.
Yeah. Definitely. I want to do that in the afternoon, and we can just watch a couple snippets of the actual remakes of the movies and discuss it before we actually go into it. So, but next week, like they're saying, they're doing a personal podcast. That's going to be posted. We'll probably post it when I get back, or if one of them wants to try to post it to the SoundCloud account.
I'll have to have Jeremis.
Yeah. If we can do that, we'll post it on time.
Places.
But if we don't, we don't. But I'm going to be on the Eastern Shore in the sun the whole entire week. I'm going to be making sandcastles and things like that. I'm going to be posting all of my vacation photos on Twitter. I also invite you all to come out whenever I can let you on the campgrounds a day or two. So
I'll have to see when my work schedule permits.
Yeah, definitely. It's about an hour's drive though.
Gotcha. So. Well, that will be a factor.
Yep.
But yeah, so next Tuesday, we should be on a regular schedule. Just one less host. Although, Lewis, if you're still in there, go ahead and get in touch with us. And he lives close to you, doesn't he?
Yeah, fair.
He
Lives very close.
right, like
Yeah, so it wouldn't be too much. And with school finished up for you, we can make that happen.
yes, because he's.
And I would like to have Lewis as a host on more regularly as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna keep that rotating host chair moving. When we actually have a set topic of it, I definitely want to have a rotating host in here.
Yeah.
But like nights like these where we're just spitting off of them out.
We should, on that note, get in touch with Sean, because Sean will be off next Tuesday.
Yep.
Sean couldn't make it to this show because of work scheduling issues and whatnot.
But we're going to enlist Ike, Bolden, and a couple other people. So
yes. I think for one episode, if it is possible, for a special show, we could have an actual panel. Like not just one additional host, but we could toy around with the idea of like have kind of like a round table or having a couple of other people sit in.
Okay. Yeah, we would have to find a bigger space.
Oh, sure. I'm just, keep that in the back pocket.
Yeah.
But that could be something that I think would be pretty cool. A Q&A episode down the road. We don't necessarily have enough ammunition.
Right now.
We don't have enough ammunition for that at the moment, but that could be something, once again, to keep in the back pocket for later.
And yet again, I definitely want to reiterate the fact if we do hit 50 followers on Twitch, we will be doing a custom podcast. We're going to put a poll up for a couple different topics. And once we hit that 50 the 50 follower count on here, we will go ahead and put that poll up so you can choose what topic you want us to do next. And once we hit 50, we'll go ahead and put that poll.
Yeah, so that sounds good.
Yeah, we definitely want a growing listener count and things like that. The live podcast, we're going to be doing a lot less of, mainly because of the fact that the post recording and the live streaming is a little bit difficult to do, because with the post recording, we have to take the audio, splice it off of the video, take that audio clip, buffer it, throw it into SoundCloud, and then the video and audio that's being recorded here right now, I have to throw it into YouTube, post it there. So it's a little bit more difficult for us to do the live streams, but we enjoy doing them.
We enjoy the live shows.
Yeah.
I was under the impression coming in here that we would just be doing a recording. The whole frame issue, we are still doing a little bit of work with this machine over here that's just out of frame. So we're sort of, cornering it on the issues that have been plaguing us. So yeah, she's under some revisions, and as soon as we have that done, it'll be a little bit easier to wrangle the live, stream aspect of it.
Yep.
So we'll be working on that. But as far as that goes, I would say this format with the commenting on comics or just the normal, pop culture peasant segments, will tend to be recorded.
Yep.
And posted up for later. I do like the idea of having both video and audio. Makes for more comfortable viewing on YouTube, in my estimation.
Yep, and in this recording here, we'll go ahead and we'll post it all. Last time the camera cut out on us, it completely died. But this time we have full length video of the entire podcast, so we'll be able to post this in. And this is in true 4K, so we do have that on our side as well.
Yay.
So
you can see all of our good looking mugs, air quotes.
Our hair.
Every dimple on our faces.
Oh.
So yeah.
Faces.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I was very deliberate with that word.
Very specific.
So yeah, I would say that's about it for me. Look forward to the show next week. That is going to be a lot of fun now that I think about it. I love it. As soft-spoken as I am, if you can believe it.
Bullshit.
One of my favorite things to do is just eviscerate bad movies. There's a part of me that gets almost a sexual joy out of it. So
yeah, no thank you.
So
no,
look
thank
forward
you.
to
Just
that.
the pop culture peasants.
Yeah, so look forward to that.
Cherry popping.
The cherry pop peasants.
All right, so with that, I am going to go ahead and sign out. It's been good hosting tonight. Look forward to seeing you guys in the next show.
Okay, and I'm Calvin, and again, we will see you next time, and I hope you'll have a wonderful evening.
I'm Jeremis, and you guys have a fantastic night as well.